Hello, Haas. How are you today?
Hey, doctor. I'm fine, thanks. What about you?
I'm awesome. May I practice my word? Wishrak,
I'm fine, thanks, doctor. What about you?
la base.
Oh, that sounds great, doctor. You're
So,
doing an amazing job.
all right. So what we're doing now, I'm learning. What is the language, Haas?
Well, you can call it the Algerian accent.
Okay, it's the Algerian accent of what? It's not English.
Yeah, well, those words. The first one means how are you? The
What is
first one you pronounced.
what is the language called?
Yeah, here in Algeria we call it derja.
Okay, well that's what I'm learning now, because
Yeah,
many of you may know I'm going to go to Algeria in 2023. And while these are just two words that I'm learning, I'm going to take my time and learn more. You all can follow me on my journey. So these are my two words. All right.
hmm
We have invited you guys to participate in the reading, or in many cases, listening to the reading of The Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I've listened to
yeah.
10 minutes, and I was on earlier in the Facebook group just talking about some of the vocabulary. In the 10 minutes, it is a vast amount of vocabulary. I read one of the responses that was there. One of the responses from someone who said that they wanted to participate is that they may not be able to commit to every day. But here's what I said, and whatever level anyone wants to participate in, it is totally up to them. 10 minutes a day, with everyone having the same 24 hours in a day, I
hmm
can't really imagine that someone who really is interested can't find 10 minutes within 3 days to listen for 10 minutes. This goes to the book that I'm currently reading, U Squared.
hmm
I need not ask any of you to read this book, because if you can't listen for 10 minutes, I know you're not going to find the time to pick up this book. But I will talk to you about this book. This book is one that will allow you to make quantum leaps just by doing simple things, such as donating 10 minutes a day toward a
hmm
specific goal. Now, let's talk about the author, Virginia Woolf. I think she's
hmm
American, or is she? Tell me, what do you know about the author?
Okay, well, I know that she's American doctor,
Mhm.
as far as I know, and I know that she belongs to a very poor family, and that her childhood was very poor as well.
Okay. So we know a little bit
Yeah.
about Virginia Woolf. If you'd like to know more, I'm sure you can find some on the internet. All right, let's talk about the
hmm
first. For those of you, since I can say that we're going into day two, we're going to look at a complete chapter. Then, as we look at a complete chapter, wherever you are within your reading or your listening, maybe you can dive in, ask appropriate questions, and get a response. What I
hmm
found, what I found, Haas, in the very first 10 minutes as I was reading, I found some delicious vocabulary words. When I say that these words are delicious, I'm intentionally saying they're delicious, because when you're building your vocabulary and you want to be able to speak effectively and flawlessly, you need to have a rich vocabulary.
hmm
Although you may know what the vocabulary words are, but if you write them down, then when you go back or you try to tell someone about the story, you can look at your sheet and be able to provide vocabulary. And this will help to get it into your DNA. Now, I often talk about getting things into your DNA. It is when it's there that when you need it the most, these words will come up. But if you don't practice using them, they will still just be in the container, nicely packed away, never to be used. All right, so talk about chapter one. Haas, have you read chapter one?
No. I've just it's only today that I've known that there are two other chapters that I need to read before reading the third chapter, which is To the Lighthouse.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I need a story of a family that goes to a an isolated island to settle down there. And the story happened in 1927.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I need to buy the two other chapters so as I can understand the third one. I
Okay.
need to pass by the two other chapters first.
Okay. Well, maybe you should go to the internet and listen to the video,
Yeah.
the first 10 minutes. So in the first 10 minutes, I'm not really sure what exactly you're seeking, but in the first 10 minutes, I came to understand that there's a family that is living in this lighthouse
Mm-hmm.
and they're isolated. And these are the words that I'm talking about that are there. Like these are delicious words. Like, wow, isolated. What does that mean? Are they abandoned? Are they isolated by choice? Are they isolated because they don't have choice? But either way, it's a family that is isolated in this lighthouse. And while they're in this lighthouse, I get the feeling that the mother has the demeanor of being someone who is kind and warm, like your mom, and like my
Mm-hmm.
mom, someone who cares about other people. And there's another family. It seems that there's another family close by this lighthouse, or maybe even live in this lighthouse, that
Mm-hmm.
the child has a deformity, and other people make fun of him or her. And this mother, who's kind and generous, she doesn't really allow her family members to make fun of that child. So that was what I got out of
Mm-hmm.
the 10 minutes. But in the 10 minutes of my,
Okay, let me tell you about my word.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah, the word that I learned from yesterday's reading was legendary,
okay, good.
and it was in the summary of the novel itself. And the word legendary means something memorable, something that we cannot forget easily.
Very good. And we can
Yeah.
also,
So the story is a memorable story, it's a legendary story.
mhm, it's one that once you've read it, I am imagining forget, you won't forget about it. So when we hear the word legendary, which is more common today, is to say epic. Oh, this was epic. Like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, this was epic. So legendary and epic are pretty much synonymous. Something that you will not forget. For example, many members in the Facebook group have had epic experiences. They've had the first time opportunity ever to speak with a native English speaker. And
Mhm.
my gosh, this is so epic that I was able to provide that to them with your assistance, that they can listen again and again and again at their responses to something that they may never ever have the opportunity to avail themselves to
Mhm.
again. So that's a good use of an understanding of the word legendary.
Mhm.
Um, Legendary also can be those characters like Zorro. Have you heard of Zorro?
I'm sorry, doctor.
Have you heard of Zorro?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's a legendary myth, or maybe not a myth. And then there's Superman, Wonder Woman. All of those are legendary things that you're going to remember. You don't want to forget. A few,
Mhm.
a few other words. I mean, it was a lot. Uncompromising, horizon, courage, ridicule, poker, judgment. It was just
Yeah, and there is the word archaic as well, doctor.
what
Archaic.
archaic.
Yeah, and it means something that is not used anymore. It can be used for words,
Yes,
sentences, and it can be used for things as well.
yes, exactly. So things that are archaic, or we would say they are heirlooms usually. My bathroom sink, I don't know if I said that, my bathroom sink, not my bathroom sink, but my bathroom tub, the water faucet, I couldn't turn it off.
Mhm.
And my house that I live in is probably 60 years old. So I went to the the store, the wood store, Lowe's, Home Depot, where you buy
Mhm.
things to improve your home. And he asked, and I was trying to describe, well, I could only see a knob. And he said, well, what does it look like inside? I have no clue, because
Mhm.
I didn't know how to take the knob off to look at the thing. So he told me how to take the knob off, take a picture, and come back, and he would sell me the tools that I need. My point is
Mhm.
that my building is archaic, it's old, so things are not as easily describable as they are in places that are more modern today.
Mhm.
So there's good ways to use a variety of vocabulary words and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Um, so I hope that others will join in and start to participate, listen to um, the book of The Lighthouse by
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Woolf and ask questions. It doesn't serve you all well if I'm just reading the book and telling you about it. It doesn't hurt, but the goal is for you to find something that you can enjoy and read it as well.
Yeah.
All right. So what can you
And
share?
I'm sure this will be advantages for them, doctor, right?
I would say it would be that very advantageous to them. We all have the same 24 hours a day. You
Mm-hmm.
pick what hour you are available. And for me, it seems that I'm online all day, 24 hours a day. But I'm not, but it appears that I am because I'm constantly here. For those of you who are watching, my goal is to have 1 million subscribers by the end of December 2020. I aspire to have 5,000 watched hours by December 30th, 2020. What is
Mm-hmm.
important about what I'm saying is that I have given an end date when things should happen. If I don't give an end date, whenever it happens, it's when it happens. But we need to work toward a goal. And you'll find this in my book, Squared. You'll
Mm-hmm.
listen to me read about U squared in the book as well. Although we're talking about the lighthouse today,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you do should have a purpose. What is your purpose for doing what you do? My purpose is to elevate each of you that are willing to work with me to elevate yourself. Now, I do want to say that this doesn't come at a cost. I do appreciate the comments that each of you are making on the Facebook page. I appreciate each of you who are making comments on the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
channel. What really doesn't serve you, and I want to help each of you, first, I have to bring you to the trough, but I can't make you drink the water. But it comes with the training. First, you have to realize that that is a trough. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a saying that says you can bring the horse to the trough, but you can't make him drink the water. But first, you have to let the horse know that this is where he can get the water. Anything that anyone that is within the sound of my voice and my things that I post, you can get all this information yourself on social media, the internet. All of this is available to you. The problem, or the challenge, I should say, is that finding the time, which some of you will even scream, I don't have 24 hours a day, but you do,
Mm-hmm.
is finding the time. Some of you will need directions as to where can I find this information. I'm going to harp on this again and again and again. You do not need to call me. Please refrain from calling me. I am busy. No, I will not read any of your work and give you feedback. I will give you feedback if you post in the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about what you're asking me to do is special. So if I can't help you, there are several other people that are wanting them to know the answer to the same thing. And for those of you who are still writing to me, that's perfectly fine. I am not discouraging any of you from writing to me, but do not expect me to return a response with a dissertation of this,
Mm-hmm.
this, especially if you have not taken the time to even comment on a video.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be clear. I just love to do this. Let me be clear. The fact that you are commenting on a video does not guarantee that you're going to get me to read a paper for you. That will probably not happen, but I will respond to you when you write a comment. I want to encourage you to listen to the videos and if possible, use some of the vernacular, the vocabulary words that I'm using in the YouTube to reinforce and to confirm to you that you know what you have heard me say and understand what you're understand what I want you to know. I had
Okay.
a wonderful class with Alex that has
The
posted.
one from Brazil.
Yes, so I hope that you will watch and monitor his growth and see how much he is improving Step
Yeah,
by
I've watched it out. I always feel impressed by his English, doctor.
step.
I feel that he's really making efforts in order
He's
to take
really
his English to the highest level he can.
he's excited about learning, and he showed me how he's got post-it notes all over his computer.
Yeah.
To remind him. He goes to bed with a pad beside the bed so he can make notes. And he's just excited and enthused about learning English. This is not necessary for everyone, but I would encourage you to find something to do. I started my day today at 5:30 this morning. I,
Wow.
I did my exercise, I got my water, I took my meds, and had the plumber come in. I've done 3 classes today, and I'm still going. I'm going to work on my Camtasia today. I'm going to, by 4 o'clock, you guys
Mm-hmm.
watch, I'm going to post something that I did in Camtasia today. So
At
I,
least you've scheduled your day, doctor.
yes, I've scheduled my day, and that's a part of the plan. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't get done. You can't be
Mm-hmm.
sure that it gets done, and things get pushed back until it's just like, "Ugh, I don't have time
Mm-hmm.
for that." So
Okay, doctor, let me just be honest with you and tell you that I didn't watch the whole video. I mean the audio version of the book. And it's not that I do not want to listen to it, but I just don't want to burn the actions and the scenes. I I feel it more a pleasure for me to read the hard copy instead of listening to the audio version. Did you
okay.
get me, doctor?
I do. And I also enjoy reading. I just love holding the book in my hand. And
Mm-hmm.
when I find something that resonates with me, like so much has done in this book,
Mm-hmm.
I'll highlight it. Well, I said things resonated in this book, but I haven't highlighted anything in this book. I just got it yesterday. But this book that I was reading, I've highlighted so much information in this book
No.
because this is,
Wow.
wow, this is so powerful. But um, The Lighthouse is a book that I'm reading it for the audience. It doesn't necessarily say like, oh, I'm excited about the book. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for you to read the book, and I'd love to hear your version of the book. But I thought I would invite others to join in because most likely, if they're not even looking at what's online, they're not going to buy the book either.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
it was just an opportunity. But no, don't spoil it for yourself by listening to it. But I will continue to listen to it. And then when we talk about it, I'll share what I have learned. And after 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
it would be the 3 days that someone should have listened to at least 10, 30 minutes. If we don't get any response, we'll just talk about the book ourselves based upon what
Yeah.
we've heard.
It
And
doesn't it doesn't take too much effort, doctor.
no,
I don't understand why people don't need to listen to that at least.
yes, you do. So let's break this down this way because I'm not going to find anything negative. Not really. I'm going to be so grateful that I have you to speak with. But
Mm-hmm.
in this group, plus my own group and the various other groups that are out there, there are just a billion times a billion people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
We are not talking to the unique people like Hasbian, but there are other people out there just like you, but they don't know that I exist.
Mm-hmm.
So we will just keep plugging along until we find those individuals.
Yeah, we'll keep spreading out the information till it gets to the right people.
Exactly. We'll get the right people. And my coach, Lisa Nichols, she started with, just herself and her son,
Mm-hmm.
and then her family members. And now she has like, I don't know, thousands, several thousands of people in different countries
Exactly.
all over the world. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not daunted by the fact that, oh, I only have a few watchers. Know that I'm appreciative of the ones who are participating. I'm happy for those of you who are sharing the video and talking about me and letting others know that this is a great place to learn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is my closing? It's not assalamu alaikum, but I could say assalamu alaikum, something else. Take care, Haas. We'll talk again.
Okay, doctor. It was great to see you.
Okay, my pleasure. Bye.
Take care, doctor.